What's happening? I wasn't planning on going live tonight, but I decided based on some comments I saw under a post recently, and I thought, okay, I need to share my thoughts on this, but easier just to go live and address it. So hi everyone, I'm live on Facebook and Instagram, so I will try to watch my eye contact, so I'm looking at both of you. Happy Saturday. Let me know who's joining me if you're on. Let me know where you're joining me from too. This is gonna be a quick one, but it's something I wanted to share, and I thought it'd be easier just to go live and share it versus write it all out tonight. So hello. For those of you new to my page, I'm Natalie Jill, and I help women primarily age in reverse, although I can work with men too. I help women age in reverse so they can make the second half of their life the best half of their life. And those of you that have known me for quite some time also know that I kill fat for a living. And that's not just the fat in our bodies. It's what I call false assumed truths that hold us back from achieving great things in life. So thanks for joining. If you have friends or family or coworkers that you know might want to hear this topic, I'm going to be sharing something I figured out that makes the difference between long-term success and long-term failure. Please share it. Share it. And then if you are joining me, let me know your name, where you're from. Hi, Jennifer. I see you on. Hi, San Antonio. Hi, Kentucky. Peter, I'm in San Diego too. And then also let me know your age if you can. I'm 48, and the reason I ask is because I do help so many people age in reverse. I love to know when I'm reaching people that are close in age to me. So let me know that as well. And if you're watching the replay, write replay so I know that you're watching the replay. Oh my gosh, my ex-husband's on and he just said, I'm Jeremy. Thanks, Jeremy. I see you. That's funny. Hi, Heather. Hi, Peter. Hi, Melissa. Hi, John. This is Flops. Can you see him? Every time the camera's on, he comes right next to the screen. Hey. Oh, a lot of you from San Diego tonight. Hey, Doug. How are you? Oh, that sounds awesome. If you're watching the replay, you might want to fast forward just a minute or two since I'm saying hi to everyone. Hi, Carrie. 48. That's how old I am. Maureen, Pearl, Melissa. Lots of you on tonight. Lots of you have big plans like me on this Saturday night. My plans tonight are the couch and flops while Brooks is out of town. Okay, I'm gonna jump right into it. And this came from a post I did tonight, or earlier, a little bit earlier, and some comments I had, and it's a theme. It's a theme on comments. So what I wanna share with you is that for all the years that I've been helping people in fat loss and nutrition and weight loss and breakthroughs there. Before that, I worked in corporate and I would help people break through beliefs in that set. That wasn't even in fat loss, weight loss, nutrition, any of those things. And also with my podcast, with interviewing so many people on how they leveled up and created everything from nothing, I have really pinned down a theme. And it's really as simple as this. And I'm gonna elaborate on it, but it's as simple as this. There are two ways that people operate, and you will identify with one of these ways in different areas of your life. There's two ways that people operate, and it could change when it comes to business, finances, health, fitness, but it always boils down to these two ways. You either operate from possibility and potential, or problem and why it can't. Let me explain. Let me say that again though first. People either operate from possibility and potential or reasons why they can't, AKA excuses. This came up tonight because I posted a video of me doing an actual workout that I did today. It was no different than any other day of me doing workouts. And there were a few comments and direct messages of like, post your actual workout, or that won't work for me, or that's easy for you because. People went right to why it would not work for them. And it's interesting because I see that happen in all areas of life. It's not just with fat loss and fitness and nutrition. It happens with finances. It happens in careers. It happens with starting a business. It happens in starting relationships. People either operate from possibility and potential or reasons why it can't work for them. And I want you to think about that for a minute. Think about something in your life right now where you're feeling stuck. And ask yourself that. Are you operating from possibility and potential, or are you operating from excuse and why you can't? Because here's the thing, you all, you will find evidence, you'll find supporting evidence of whichever direction you choose on anything. So let's take, since I'm talking to you on my Natalie Jill Fit page right now. A lot of you are here because of fitness, fat loss, and aging in reverse. Let's start with an example there. When you see somebody fit and in shape doing a workout, what goes on in your mind? Do you go to, wow, I want to find a way to be able to do that. I want to find a way to operate from that area, from that way, from that place of being? Or do you go to all the reasons why it won't work for you? Like, what's your natural response? Where do you go to with that? Do you go to why you can't do it? Why you've got an injury, or you're too old, or why your doctor said something, or why you were different genetically, whatever? Do you go to that, or do you go to possibility? I'd be willing to bet that you know that answer. And maybe you don't even like that answer. So many times people go to the excuses. And here's the thing with the excuse. You could find evidence either way. If you want to stay stuck in why you can't do something, you will find lots of friends, you'll find doctors, you'll find coworkers, you'll find strangers, you'll find things on Google validating why you can't. But here's what I want you to know. The opposite is also true. If you look at it as possibility, where you want to find a way, you will also find evidence of people in that same situation you're in that found a way. This happens 100% of the time. People either operate from possibility or excuse why they can't. And I want you to really look at this, because I do believe that this is a big reason that you might be stuck in certain areas. You know, I find myself repeating myself a lot in posts, saying my age, saying that I've given birth, saying that I had a disc rupture. Not because I want sympathy. I share that because if I don't share it, automatically people will tell me why what I'm sharing will not work for them because they have those issues. Like if I just post a workout video without saying any of that, somebody will say, oh, well, you're not as old as me. Or they'll say, well, you haven't given birth. Or you don't have injury or pain, or you don't have this. So that's why I share that, because people that you see getting things done, accomplishing things, stepping into their goals, stepping into their vision, making things work for them, all those people, they have excuses too. The difference is they don't let those define them. They focus and operate on possibility all the time. Now, interesting, usually, we don't operate this way in all areas. So, I'll call myself forward with that. I don't operate that way in every area. I find myself sometimes in business, for instance, saying why I can't. And that's a gap for me. And that's something I've worked on. So I want you to look at this, because usually if something is in your way in life, it's because of this. And, there's other areas that I see this in all the time. So take finances, for instance. Wherever you are financially, ask yourself that same question. Are you operating from possibility or why you can't? Do you operate from the current state of your bank account? Do you operate from the current debt on the credit card? Do you operate with the current income status? Or do you operate from possibility of what it would look like if? This is really important. This is probably one of the most important things I'll share with you all. I could give you nutrition, I could give you workouts, I can give you tips, I can give you a guide, I can give you all that. But if we don't figure this part out, none of that stuff's gonna help you. Operating from possibility makes a huge difference. So how do you shift this? How do you make yourself realize this and operate from possibility? Because that is what makes or breaks results. For starters, start recognizing it. Start recognizing when those thoughts come up where you're feeling you can't do something. When you look at something you want, watch where your brain's going. Is it going automatically to reasons why you can't accomplish it? Notice it. That's the first step. If we don't notice it, we can't shift it. When someone comes to me for weight loss, the first thing we have to do is get on the scale. We have to recognize where we're starting from, right? If I was a financial planner, which I'm definitely not, the first thing we'd have to do is look at your bank account and your status there. If I was a matchmaker trying to help you find your soulmate, I'd have to look at your current status. Like, where are you right now? If I was a doctor and you came to me with a health problem, I'd have to look at where you're starting from. So I'm going to say that's step one. You've got to look at where you're starting from. Are you operating from possibility or excuse? Look at this with everything. So when you're scrolling Instagram, when you're scrolling Facebook, and you see something somebody else has, and you go to why you can't have it, notice that. That's step one. That's how you first start to shift it. And as you notice that, start to ask yourself this question. It's so simple. But just ask yourself the question. You could do it quietly. You don't have to share it with anyone. But ask yourself, what if that wasn't true? It's as simple as that. So when you look at somebody fit and you say, well, they're fit because they live in San Diego, or because they've got time, or they're younger than me, or they don't have kids, they don't, whatever story's going on in your mind, I want you to ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What if it was possible? What if? Because I'm telling you, it is possible. But you got to ask yourself, what if first? And then after you ask yourself, what if, start to visualize it. You know, visualization, to some people, they feel that it's wacky. They're like, and that's because they have it wrong. Visualization is not just like closing your eyes and imagining something and then woo-woo, snap, it's here and it happens. Visualization is literally letting your mind wander through as if something's happening, so you can start to recognize what you'd have to feel like, be like, act like to make that happen. And when you start to visualize something like it's actually there, it's actually happening, you'll start taking actions and making decisions that shift that and help you get that. And that's why visualization works. That's why manifesting works. Not because it's woo-woo. It's because you're focused on that, so you'll find more evidence. You see, wherever our focus goes, that's what we're going to find more of. So if we're focused on the excuses and why not, why something's not going to work for us, why it's not going to happen, we are going to continue to get more of that all of the time. But when you focus on possibility and what's possible, amazing things happen. You start finding evidence and things to support those goals. So visualize it. And the next thing, learn. And learn without judgment. Ask questions. My gosh, I'm so happy to help anybody that asks me questions about workouts, nutrition, mindset, business, whatever, when they ask from a place of genuinely wanting to know and they're operating from a place of possibility. But if someone comes at me with why it will not work for them and why I'm wrong and it won't work for them and they want to sell me on their excuses, I am not going to help them, because they are so caught up in their excuses and why it's not going to work that it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. That's where they are. And I've gotten really clear on that. You know, I spent years people pleasing, being really stuck on, I need everyone to like me, so I got to play nice. And I'm tired of it because it doesn't stand for people. I think it's a lot more loving, it's a lot more caring, it's a lot more standing for people to be that interruption and say, you know what, I'm not validating your excuse, because me validating your excuse is a Band-Aid. That makes you feel good in a moment. It does nothing to get you better. It does nothing to get you better. So I've decided that I'm going to be that interruption. I am not going to people please because it is not serving you. Me telling you you're right, that sucks, does not serve you. It does not help you. And I think too many people are doing that. Too many people are just playing nice because they want you to like them. Look, I want you to like me too. I'm human. But I'm willing for you not to like me, for me to stand for a greater vision of you. Okay? I'm committed to that. And I've really made a decision around that, because I see that happening. I see when I take a stand on social media, when I take a stand in my blogs, when I take a stand in my community, in my newsletters, when I take a stand, it changes people, it helps people, but also there's a consequence with that. More people don't like me. I got it. And I had to get out of my own head around it, because I had to ask myself, do I want to be liked or do I want to help people? And I'm very clear, I want to help people. So I'm getting rid of the I want to be liked thing. So that's why I'm calling you forth right now on this live. This was something that really came up in my threads tonight, and I see it loud and clear that a lot of people, a lot of you watching this right now, listen to me. I'm asking you again, are you operating from possibility and potential, or are you operating from excuse and why you can't? Because I can't help you if you are. We've all got excuses. I could list 1,000 excuses. For those of you that don't know me, just to give you a little quick background, my gosh, 12 years ago, I was a completely depressed, broke, overweight, single mom going through a divorce. Ask my ex-husband, he's on here right now. He knows my whole story. I was massively in debt. I was a mess. I was 60 pounds overweight. My life felt like it was falling apart. And you know what? That became my purpose. And I asked those questions. What if? What is the possibility? What else is out there? And I did it. And I overcame that. And I kept asking myself, what else is possible? What else is possible? And look, I'm human just like you, so I go back to excuses, and then I'm always diving into that and going, but what else? What if that's not the truth? What if I don't have to live with that? As I speak with you right now, I'm 48 years old, okay? I can't tell you how many people message me that they feel they're too old and it's too late. I'm 48, and I'm sharing things. Somebody asked me on my post tonight on Instagram, they said, can you please show an actual workout you did? Like I made up a workout for Instagram tonight. That is an actual workout I'm doing. And then it was added to, it said, for normal people. Like I'm a normal person. You are a normal person. All of you could do it if you want to. But it's a choice. And you have to focus and stand for possibility first. Always. I hear constantly about pain. And you guys, I did a whole live the other day about my whole journey with my back. For those of you who don't know, go back and watch it. My pain, I could completely let that define me. I have no disc between L5 and S1. It ruptured out, it wrapped around my spine. I lost use of my right leg. I'm in pain. And let me tell you, working through the pain is what heals me and what makes me feel stronger, what makes me feel better. I'm not trying to be better than. I don't have an interest in being better than you or any of that. I'm just sharing that I operate from possibility, and that's why things are working for me. I operate from possibility, and I want you to too. So please, the next time you're looking at somebody on social media, in a magazine, on TV, a friend, whatever, and you're going right to why it would not work for you, please go back to this and ask yourself, am I operating from excuse or possibility? Because if you stay in excuse, you will stay stuck. Period. End of story. If you don't know, I have a podcast. It's called Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing. What you don't know there is that I have over 130 interviews of people that I interviewed about how they overcame massive setback and failure and created everything from nothing. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify. As of yesterday, it's on Pandora. Yes, you can find this. The reason I started that podcast, I'm going to share this story with you. Many of you don't know this. About a year and a half ago, I was struggling big time in my business. Not because I didn't have clients or products or things working, but because I made some big mistakes financially. I did. I made mistakes. And I got really inside my head around it. Because here I was serving clients. I had people getting massive results. I had people working for me. Everything looked on the outside like it was running smoothly, but I was losing money because of some bad decisions I made with marketing and who I hired and all the things. I don't have to get in all those details. But I got in a funk. And I thought, how in the world am I going to create when I feel this way? And because I naturally operate from possibility, I was in my funk for a little while, but then I shifted out of it. I did not want to live in my excuses. I knew that that was not the answer. So I started asking, what is possible? Well, what came up for me, what's possible is to interview people on how they got out of it. And I started my podcast from that. Many of you don't know that. I started my podcast for my own selfish reasons. I wanted to interview people that overcame massive setbacks and failures on how they did it. And it was fascinating. And all this is free for you guys, by the way. I've shared all those interviews. They're all under Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing on iTunes. It's in the top 50 of self-help because of it. It's phenomenal. But here is the crazy thing. There's commonalities with all those people. And you know what the underlying factor is? All of them operate from possibility. All of them. I'll go back to Janine Shepherd, one of the earlier ones I interviewed. And maybe Janine's watching my live. I see she watches them sometimes. I'll never forget her story. It's so fascinating, y'all. She was an Olympic athlete, okay? She was riding her bike in training. She was hit by a Mack truck. Can you imagine? Airlifted to a hospital, paralyzed, told she'd never walk again. Doctor after doctor, you will never walk again. And you know what she did? She said, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses. She said, I'm going to find a way. And she lived from possibility. I will tell you, this is documented. There's a documentary about her. You can listen to her. You can meet her. She's amazing. I met her in person. She is a walking paraplegic because she operated from possibility. Unbelievable, amazing strength. If she can do that, Heck, if you can't learn a pull-up, my gosh. Heck, if you can't lose those last 10 pounds. Heck, if you can't get yourself healthy. She taught herself to walk again. She was a walking paraplegic. I mean, come on. You all, operate from possibility. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I just saw you attended Jay Shetty's event. I did ask him to be on my podcast, and he said he would be, by the way. I already messaged his team about interviewing him in January, so thank you. I'm dying to interview him. Let's see. Awesome. Thanks, Heather. Jenny, let's see. If there are any questions, let me know. Sorry, I know I'm hard on you guys tonight. Listen, but this was important. This needed to be said. I don't want to baby you all with like these soft, innocent posts. Like, I want to tell you what it really takes. And what it really takes is operating from possibility, not excuse. So thanks for letting me share this with you. Awesome, Carrie. Let's see. Let's see if there's a few of you. Let me make sure. I'm multitasking here on Instagram and Facebook. Let's see if I can do all this. Awesome. Love it. Glad that you guys found this helpful. Okay, I'm off my soapbox, but I had to say it. Thanks for joining me tonight. And if you're still with me, I'm going to leave you with that. Operate from possibility. And keep me posted. Tell me how you're doing. This will shift you if you can really stay there. Have a good Saturday night, you guys. Bye.